A little scooch to the left. Hey, how's it doing, everybody? It's his none other than Tygathor, and it's great to be here once again for more in what has been a tumultuous college football dynasty. Last week was insane. Certifiably, if you guys haven't seen it, I would advocate going to Linwood TV's channel and checking out our first PvP game between his Hampton Wolves and the Duke Blue Devils. That was a crazy game to be here to co-commentate. And it's even funnier considering a lot of stuff happens. Lynn comes across a bunch of bad luck. His chair breaks midway through. We get a nice live call with Will, the coach of the Wolves, after the game, and it's hilarious. High to the hilarious. Almost the kind of thing you wish you'd had on your own channel, but nah, pshaw. Pshaw. Hampton's first loss of the season, and it was a big one. So now there's questions about the Wolves going into the rest of the year. Meanwhile, Duke jumped up a few points in the national rankings. I think they're like 16th or something right now. In the midst. Yeah. Well, either way, as fun as that game is, today's spectacle is not about them. We once again turn our focus to the main character, I guess you could say, of this franchise, the United Matthews Men-at-Arms. A team that's dealing with a bit of an, I don't want to call it imposter syndrome, because on the one end you're 4-2. On the other end, you beat an opponent that was ranked, isn't ranked anymore, and then you turn around and lose a close battle to your conference brethren the next week. Not the best. And now you face a team this week with the same record in Louisville. The old Kentuckians. Seconds of myself talking. The old Kentuckians. There it is. Always gotta catch yourself at the most out-of-pocket moments. They
and welcome to college football game.
Mr. Wonder Red, it's fantastic to continue to have you here. You're like a recurring character. You're like George on Seinfeld. You're always right there when we need you. God, am I showing my age with a reference like that? I hope not. The beverage of choice today is a store brand root beer.
Yep, lol.
I don't know the specific brand off the top of my noggin, but I would have to look. Either way. Whoop, whoop. Just doing my typical 5 seconds of sharing my YouTube links to people who I know enjoy this sort of thing, or don't have a choice in the matter. No, I'm just kidding. No, but some of them care. Not all of them, some of them. Either way, our opponents today, the Louisville Cardinals, more so known as a basketball town that I can recall. I don't really typically follow a ton of college sports, but oh, happy March Madness, by the way, everybody, to those who celebrate. Big win against the FCS Southeast, which, as I've said before, is the jobbers to the stars of college football. Then lost to James Madison, lost again to Georgia Tech, lost to TWA, which is the only other created team we have in these rankings. Beat Kansas State, beat Virginia.
Oh, March Madness is today. Q.
It's a whole like month-long tournament deal. I don't know exactly when, but if it's probably already started. I'm just just the whole month basically. Lost to Florida State last week, and this week takes on United Matthews. They got a tough schedule. Look at that opponent record. I mean, not much left, but you know, it was a tough sledding to start your year. So this game is going to be more of a litmus test for United Matthews to see if they can make some waves in the later months, or if this is going to be a foundational year for what's to come. I've seen some stuff I've liked. I've seen some stuff I'd rather not make the airwaves, but it's already on YouTube, so it'll live forever. Great to have each and every one of you all with us, and as always, make your presence felt in the live chat. You'll be auditorily, no relation to Ezio, audibly represented down there, and you'll also see the comment down there. Big test this week for clipboard holder and the United Matthews Men-at-Arms. And we'll do some digging around. Exactly. See? Look at that. Look at that guy right there. Did I just wave at the comment? Interactive. I know this is a little earlier than my usual fare, but I had an hour or so to kill, so I figured why not? You know, sometimes it's just like working out. You gotta get it in when you get the time. You know? It just works. I think I've stalled for long enough. The Men-at-Arms are playing away from home for a very, they've been usually the hometown heroes. I know y'all have been getting used to, brother. Let's not go with the black. Let's not confuse this anymore. Ooh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. However, my brain thinks back... My brain thinks back to a few weeks ago when I had the game against Boston College, and I dressed them up in an incredible fit, and then they proceeded to stomp us into the dust. So, let's keep it simple and keep it safe. And we get to see the rare instance of the Men-at-Arms away uniforms. How's about that? The white and brown. My one regret with this uniform is I wish I'd made the name plate a different color, because you can hardly see the name of the player. But that's my one regret. Otherwise, beautiful fit. Wouldn't change a thing other than that thing. Alright, let's get it. I love motivational slogans on the wall for these reasonings.
Versus the Cardinals. Boy, this game is gonna be a hoot. Get it, lol.
A hoot? I don't recall any Cardinal ever hooting in my day, but this is the big difference. These teams only a win apart standings-wise, but in conference, the United Matthews have won a couple more games. If they continue to win here, their inter-conference play could keep them on the higher end of the division. On the higher end of the conference. Excuse me. Despite having a not-so-stellar record. Opening kickoff underway. Kevin Tucker, the man to boot it. Directional kick going towards the left-hand side. Breaks off one tackle, and wait a minute! Doing some movement, and coach is not happy with that one. Decent return, and these two teams have some fantastic run games. Isaac Brown and Garrett Mahler are gonna probably be the heads of this one. Let's see how they approach this. Starting from their own 23 on first. It's a give to Brown. Right up the middle. Give him 3. Cooper Colt on the tackle. This team rather light up front is United Matthews, but they have depth in the second level. And that's what they use to bring in to stop the run game. Let's see if that continues here. Whoa, ball popped in the air, almost intercepted. A quick pass, trying to get it over the middle, but a good shot knocks it up into the sky. And already we've got a third down situation. Third down pressure's coming. Able to hold on through the contact and secure the first down. This came unimpeded up the middle, but a nice curl route. Just turn your back to the opponent and hold on for dear life. You know you're going to get hit. On first, another quick strike with the RPO going outside. This time the tight end hangs on to it. Good gain on first. It's going to make this 2nd down and 4. Delayed strike. Has a step. And he's got his 2nd reception of the day. And one of the United Matthews defensive tackles is clutching his chest. Miller Moss is the quarterback. And what a delivery there.
I love Gould.
You know, I just rewatched Goldmember a day or so ago. That first down carry not doing it. Brown going to lose those yards he just got. Bracy Houston. As injured as he is, UMass is decidedly worse without him. So they might send him back out there. Misses on the tackle, and they're going to carry it into the end zone on their opening drive. Early touchdown strike for Hughes and the Cardinals. And that's a similar play to what you saw earlier, except this time the tackle wasn't made. And he was the last line of defense between him and the end zone.
And a first touchdown to the Cardinals.
Chris Hughes did not have a catch last week, and his first one this week goes for 6. Extra point is up and through. Only a minute bled off of the clock. And just like that, Miller Moss with the touchdown strike as they boot it back to the men-at-arms. Quick gonna make the smart decision not to return this one.
0-7 will the Matthews catch up?
The co-commentary's been hype. I appreciate it. Now you got a similar situation up front where United Matthews kind of are big up front, and Louisville doesn't have a 4-3 front. So maybe there will be exploits for the men-at-arms in the run game. Lang with the initial handoff. It's a give to Garrett Mahler. Gain of 9 yards. Mahler didn't have but 2 carries last week, and one of them went for decent. So already he's on a record-breaking pace. 2nd down and 1. Jamie Lang from the shotgun. Another give to Mahler, and he's stonewalled. Gonna lose a yard on that one. Stan Quark. Clark on the tackle. Sorry, I just triggered my childhood memories with some Ratchet and Clank.
Make nests? I think they do.
You know what? I don't know. And what's crazy is the state I'm in, the Cardinals are national birds, so you think I would know. They give the ball to Garrett Mahler through the air, and he's down inside the opposing 30. He has been making his bread as a receiver, proving to be a mismatch for any linebacker that dares square up on him. First and 10 for the men-at-arms, and you go from a 3rd and spooky to threatening an opposing territory. Motion out to the right-hand side. Lang gonna give to Mahler. Tries to go outside, doesn't have a yard to show for it. What does UMass do here on 2nd down? That 1st down carry went approximately nowhere. This time it's a give to Curtis Cuffey, the fullback. And look at the big man rumble. Another injury on the field. That's Joel Boyer, one of their offensive linemen, going down on that one. He's had a pretty productive up and down season as their change of pace back. On 1st. Drops back as the delivery to Cuffey. Jukes a man, gets close to the marker. That's going to put Jamie Lang over 1,000 pass yards. Not typically a throwing-heavy offense. That may seem very late for a quarterback, but last week had a decent little stat line to him. 231, I think, is his high. But now on 2nd and 1, what do you do here? On 2nd and 1, Lang on the keeper. And unfortunately, that's one you keep to yourself. Third and a single for the men-at-arms. The give to Cuffey. Can't get through the traffic. And it looks like Boyer's not going to be able to come back for this team. So on 4th down and 2. What do you do? We're going to have to figure that out in a second, because the first quarter comes to a close. What a crazy first 5 minutes of football it's been. And you come back here to decision time for the men-at-arms. Fourth and 2 for UMass. A change being made on the offensive line.
Trying to get to the touchdown but stopped.
It's a give to Mahler, and he's got just enough for the first down. Just a quick little dump off. And then just stretch your body forward. And they've gotten what is very difficult for Louisville. They've got the first down and they didn't even have to score. That effectively gives them 4 more chances to pound the rock, but they're not going to need them. Curtis Cuffey into the end zone. Touchdown, Men-at-Arms. Whew, and I need a sip. You could argue he was tackled a little late. He'd already been in. He'd already taken a good 3 steps into the end zone, and in real football, if you got hit that late, there'd have been a fight.
And another 6-7 joke while now.
The way football works, the intervals are just bound to shake out like that. So both teams scoring on their opening possession as the Men-at-Arms boot it back to the Cardinals. No return this time, going to start from the 25. This should be a good one. Where exactly does UMass go from here? A good strike to the tight end on first down. He's had a productive day. The linebackers got pulled away by the play action. And they took full advantage. I think this team is still expecting run first. And this time it's run second. A.J. Gore with the tackle there. Going to stonewall him for a gain of nothing. A gain of nothing. Another shot to the outside, and boy, did he slingshot out. Able to be pushed back inside. And Brown with the speed boost outside. Look at that. If he hadn't have gotten caught up on his own blocking and by this attempt of a tackle, he might have carried it. Yeah, Matthews has to be wary of plays like that. Another carry outside. They're trying to use Brown a little bit more on this drive than they did on the first.
He dodged and stopped.
He sure did. I didn't realize that we were teaching instant transmission to our football players. But apparently that's what we're doing. Tried to give him a delayed carry, but Jamal Caldwell brings him down after a short gain. That's going to set up a 3rd and short. On 3rd down, it's complete. Once again, a strike to the tight end whose name I continue to neglect because they won't show it. 6 of 7, 111 yards. Nate Kuriski? Second down, and it's deflected. And speaking of Kariski, man's clutching his knees. It bounced off the back of a blocking lineman. Had to let the ball go a little quicker than he may have wanted, but that's because pressure was on the way. We got some motion here. Some movement. Wide open, alone in the end zone. That's Bell on the grab, and a breakdown defensively for the men-at-arms. Take a look. The corner over there comes in on the blitz.
Wow, at 13.
Instead of staying with him. And you can't leave a man that wide open. You just can't. And another Louisville drive. Finds pay dirt, putting pressure back on the men-at-arms. It's going to be Derek Quick. On the return, tries to break it outside, but there's no room. First down. Toss to the outside for Mahler. Breaks off a man, gets caught on one of his own. That could have went for a lot more if his teammate didn't come in for an accidental chest bump. Second and inches. A give back to Cuffey. And look, he's still got some room to run here.
Glow. He tripped it, what to say.
This team is not bowing in the face of some less than stellar odds. Lang gonna drop back, gonna set up to throw. Is Jamie Lang. He's gonna try to make a break for it. He can move. Gain of 8 before he's pushed out. Gonna make this a second and a do-si-do. Gonna give it to Mahler, and Garrett Mahler. This team is running at will here. Another big first down for the Men-at-Arms. They've never seen their run game this productive. First and 10 now. Sets back up. Tries to set up the screen to Mahler. But Louisville able to sniff it out. And right now, time is not your buddy. Second and 14. Complete to Derek Quick. The clock is going to be stopped because another one of United Matthews' linemen gets tripped up on that play. Meanwhile, a third and inches for the Men-at-Arms. What do you do here? Lang sets up from the shotgun, complete to Singleton. Gonna move the chains. And already they are cooking with grease. Heavily advised you shouldn't cook with grease. But in this circumstance, there's worse things you could do. Second down. Lang thinking about running for it, and it's going to be close to the first down before being shoved out at the 3. Had some avenues he could have went, but decides to play a game of hold on, and this time Lang going to carry it himself. And the men-at-arms knot this up, almost, just before halftime. So what you couldn't do last down, you end up doing here. Helped with a very, very excellent block there by the right guard or the right tackle. Tucker's extra point up and good. United Matthews will be receiving the ball to start the second half. And so far it's been gold. Every possession has led to points for both teams. Return gets to the 16. We'll see if this trend continues in the second half, but...
Men cheerleaders, give me a D.
And wait a minute. Wait a minute. We're not doing that. God damn it. Louisville just gonna kneel the clock to end the first half. And what an exciting game here. Deadlocked at 14. Louisville have been more apt to throw the ball, and the men-at-arms have been more apt to run it. But both have seemed like sufficient courses of action. This was their last touchdown. He could have waited a good 3 seconds before getting that one off. And look at this block right here. Throwing the man to the ground, and that's the last person that could have stopped Lang. And we've darkened a little bit. The halftime has taken away the sun. Quick gonna elect not to return this. And once again, it is on United Matthews. They came into this week with a lot to prove after losing last week. Trying to prove they can still hang with the big boys. And their first carry is to one of those big boys. Mahler gets a couple of yards out of it.
Ooh, it is night time. Don't go to sleep yet, folks.
Do not. Depending on where you're at. And if it is nighttime, I implore you to finish the rest of this stream before you do so. Lang gonna set up. That's one of the lower end receivers. Wright McGee on the reception. When with a hyphenated name, you can see why. Tries to make room with the drag route, but doesn't have enough separation to get around him. It's now on 3rd and 4. This team trying to find some answers, and Smith gonna be just a yard shy of the first down marker. And this team, having been one of the most aggressive 4th down teams in the league, are once again going to go for it. Inside their own territory with this kind of yardage situation. Doesn't matter. And maybe it should have. Cuffey has stood up. And that's going to give the Cardinals the football in very advantageous territory. They could be kicking themselves for that one. First down strike to Dakari Collins. Only good for a do-si-do. Not much to show for it on that one. On 2nd and 8. Wide open over the middle. And you got a couple men-at-arms trying to bring him down. That's going to put Moss over 2,000 yards. And was one guy away from putting that into the end zone. Strike to the outside, and Brown is in, taking advantage of United Matthews' mistake. Gets a score in through the air. And the corner is already a few yards deep into the end zone at that point. As Louisville retakes the lead. Ball goes in. And Campbell makes the wise decision not to return this ball.
21 for the Cardinals.
This time a give to Cuffey. He gets a lot more than 2 yards. As now the pressure is back on the men-at-arms.
21 after all. Nah, J.K. Lowell.
Dump outside, looking for Derek Quick. Gonna be 3 yards shy of the marker. On 3rd and 2. This team already stood up once this half. Go right back outside to Mahler. And get the first and some change. Hoping to see more of that from this team. First and 10 now for UMass. They try a little bit of trickery. Give to Quick. Give him 4 for his trouble. Gonna set up a 2nd down and 6 near midfield. Lang drops back. Give to Cuffey. He's got the first and then some. utilizing him as much as they can this game. As opposed to times previous.
The Cardinals are flying high tonight.
So far they are. Right back to the well, and Cuffy ain't done running on this team. Already got 60 yards on the ground so far. Oh my God. Mauler just ran into a wall. Into a waller. Eesh. That was not pretty, folks. Tried to cover up the outside on the read option. And they read it like a book.
Amanda Waller.
Gonna get this playoff just before the end of the third quarter. Cuffy with the grab, and Mauler is gonna be hurt on the play. Third comes to a close, and you see the national rankings here. There's Duke in the 16th, like I said, and TWA sneaks into the end at around the 20s. If United Matthews wants any hope of trying to join them, they better figure something out quick. Because now you're down a score, and you're facing another third down. Lane gonna drop back to pass. Too far out for his man. And Garrett Mauler's done for the day. Bruised sternum. They're going to send Tucker out for a field goal. Wind working in his favor. And Kevin Tucker puts it through. Cuts Louisville's lead to 4. Now they're just hoping for a play from their defense. Boots it high. Fields it from the end zone. Elects not to return it. The injuries piling up for this team at the wrong time. 1st and 10 for the Cardinals. Strike over the middle. Complete for a gain of 7. It's going to set up a 2nd and 3, and then the fourth quarter. Every play is essential, and holy hell, what a shot to the legs. Gain of 1, and this sets up a 3rd and 2 for the Cards. Quick strike, batted away by the defensive lineman. And United Matthews gets the stop they're looking for. Punter boots it away. Good return there. There's Crashton Robinson. We get another injury. What the hell are they lining this field with? Broken glass? Good Lord. As we stated earlier, Mauler is going to be unable to return to this ball game. So it ends on Derek Quick trying to replicate the production And so far, so good. First down carry for Quick. That was Dontrell Brockwell was the injured man earlier. And 10, another give to Cuffey. Only give him 2. And we got multiple players clutching at themselves. This is a very violent game, folks. So violent. That's going to stop the clock here. United Matthews. Looking and looking. Finds Quick on the outside. Has the first down. Just a quick little dump off to him. Ill-advised pass and somehow complete to Smith. A user error on my part, but still manages to catch the ball. Second and 7 for the men-at-arms. Lang hands it to Quick. Quick finds room up the middle. Gonna be down inside the 10-yard line. And oh no, another Lego.
Low.
Fantastic gain for him. First and goal for the men-at-arms. That's a give to Zimmerman, the backup, and he punches it into the end zone for a touchdown. The men-at-arms take the lead with under 3 minutes to go in this one. Micah Zimmerman, the backup to the starter. Quick with a foot contusion. So it says. First carry, 7 yards and a score for Zimmerman. The boot goes through. And United Matthews with a 3-point lead. Their first lead of the game. And what a time for it. No return here from the Cardinals. We're 3 and outed on their last drive. Trying to avoid a similar fate here. First and 10, outside give, snuffed out by the linebacker Reeves. That's going to make this a second and holy halibut is the legal term. Of course. Outside strike and the contact is forced and it's incomplete. Jacob Stewart's had a pretty good set of hands today, but not there. Not there at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Has the strike right there, and they carry this pass all the way. Collins in his first grab goes the distance. That's his second grab, actually. Dakari Collins. Take a gander here. Gets right past the one. And just follows his man all the way out. And punches it in there. Four-point lead for Louisville. United Matthews. A field goal isn't going to cut it. Do they have another score in them? Campbell going to be the man on the return. Not much to show for it to the 22. Outside strike for Brewster, and he's able to corral it for the first. They barely get this one off before the 2-minute warning, and it's a good one. Quick gonna have the first down before the 2-minute timeout. And if Brewster hadn't had to come back for that one, he could have taken it. First and 10 for the Men-at-Arms. They give it back to old reliable Curtis Cuffey. And Louisville going to have to take an injury timeout as TJ Quinn goes down. That's going to stop the clock. That's pivotal for United Matthews right now. Pivotal. Second and 2. Quick. Gonna be stopped for a yard loss. Moves this one to a 3rd down, and holy hell. Clock continues to tick on the other side of midfield. Where do the Men-at-Arms go? And Quick cannot hold on. Ball game comes down to this, folks. Ball game comes down to this. 4th down and 3. The Men-at-Arms. Toss to Derek Quick, who breaks off a tackle and keeps moving. This is do or die, folks. Can Lang orchestrate this comeback? Moves out a few ways. That's a completion. Singleton has been quiet on this one, but a good gain there. A minute to go. Jamie Lang gonna keep it himself. Give him 5 yards, and the Men-at-Arms are gonna use the first of their 3 pivotal timeouts here. Second down and 5. Wide open! Singleton into the end zone! Sterling Singleton. A strike on the run. And with 49 seconds to go, this game has been a nail-biter. If I had any nails left, I'd be chewing on them. Take a 3-point lead. Louisville still has 2 of their timeouts. And are 3 points away. On their own end of the field. Can the United Matthews defense make a stop? Gonna give it as a run play. Mistake there as Robinson's the man to wrap him up. Second down and 12. It's a read option carry for the quarterback, Moss. And nothing to show for it. And just like that, Louisville is out of timeouts. It's going to be a 3rd and 10. A pivotal down here for the Cardinals. Well, I guess every down is pivotal at this rate. Complete! Continue to move the football. And they have to hurry back to the line of scrimmage. Spike the ball to stop the clock with 31 seconds to go. Strike to the outside, trying to use the out-of-bounds markers to their advantage. Third down and 5 for the Louisville Cardinals. Deep strike down the left-hand side, tipped, incomplete. Was looking for the home run ball. And on 4th down and 5. They've got it! And they go the distance! Louisville! Deep strike to Collins. And the last thing this team was looking for. Happens to him right there. And that may have just closed the book on this ball game. Men-Arms are going to have to field this. They have no time. No time to waste. And with 8 seconds to go, it becomes a prayer for this team. Deflected at the line of scrimmage. Four seconds to go. Ball is up. Deep down the field. Incomplete. And this one is over. Miller Moss, the hero for the hometown team, and the United Matthews Men-at-Arms once again collapse in the final seconds. Oh my gosh. That's 21, 316 yards, 5 passing touchdowns. For them, Lang, 14 of 18, 129, and a score of his own through the air. Cuffey, 11 with 70 yards and a score. Mahler, 8 for 46 before he had to leave the game. Quick, 7 for 77. Lang, 523 and a rushing touchdown. And Zimmerman punched it in himself. And they thought with that touchdown with 49 seconds left, they had done enough. But Louisville able to carry it right back down the field. And that loss is going to sting. Singleton with the receiving touchdown. Spread the ball around today, I suppose you could say. Waterfield was doing work at right tackle. 12 pancakes. Defensively, this was not a game to look back on with any sort of favor. No sacks. Just 5 TFLs. Leading tackler had 4. Four deflected passes all day. Oh, you want to talk about the wind being taken out of your sails. That initial 4th down stop at the start of the 3rd quarter and the other one in the 1st are ones you're going to want back, but you still thought you had done enough to win. Apparently not. Oh, brother. A 17-point 4th quarter rally, and still wasn't enough. 223 total rushing yards. .352 yards of offense. 3 for 7 on 3rd, 2 of 3 on 4th. Not as sharp as this team usually is. Didn't turn the ball over. And once again, manhandled time of possession. But you see how much that matters when your opponent can score in 10 seconds. Oh my god. What a punch to the gut. So United Matthews drops to 4-3, and Louisville jumps up to 4-4. Dakari Collins, 3 grabs, 137 yards, and 2 scores. Oh, brother. Let's give an upgrade there. Who knows what next week's going to hold for us, and who knows who's going to recruit with this class after back-to-back crunchers like that. This could affect long-term recruiting if we're not careful. But my deed is done for the week. I hope that game was more exciting to watch than it was to experience. Folks, that's the end of my story this week. We wait for Will to face Pittsburgh to carry us into next week, where the Men-at-Arms, beaten, battered, will face nobody. And then tackle Virginia Tech. Hoo boy. Well, ladies and gents, should be a romp of a time. I can't wait to see the rest of you all there. And for everyone who continues to watch this series, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe if you like what you saw. Give the old bell a ring if you want to be notified of when I do these. And until next time, everybody, good night. Stay together. And have a good one. I'm going to go scream into a pillow and then refill my root beer.